Even though I've been on self-improvement for years, at the start of this year, I had a huge failure. For a long time, I had built up this momentum and I was going really fast and developing very quickly in my self-improvement journey. I was doing all of the habits, pushing myself in the gym, and I was even starting to look how I was gonna make a business. But then something hit me. I got sick, and what happens when you get sick? You can't do anything. So I laid in my bed for 5 days, and what happens when you can only lay in your bed? Start doing the bad habits. I was just scrolling all day on my phone, looking at YouTube, watching endless, videos that didn't make any sense. It was just random videos that you wouldn't even watch as a normal person, and I was just wasting time. But I didn't get anywhere. I was thinking that was bad, that I was doing all of this shit, but I couldn't get myself out of it because I was still sick and I wanted to just lay in bed. I had no energy. I didn't even go outside for almost a whole week, and that really pained me because I had known what I'd just done a couple days before, where I was building up this momentum and going so fast and actually developing. So it felt like such a huge setback to actually just experience this, that where I was just laying down and looking at my phone and wasting time. And then what do you think happened when that week was over? I was weak, I was set back, I couldn't concentrate on meditation for so long because I'd been scrolling on my phone. In the gym I wasn't as strong because my body was weaker. I didn't have the same discipline, the momentum wasn't there. I was not even motivated to do any of the things, even though I haven't done them for a week. You might have experienced something just like this, and you will continue to experience failure because even though you think, I'm going so good right now, life is just gonna hit you at some point, and you need to know what to do to get out of this rut and how to actually overcome your failure, or else you'll just stay there in that moment for such a long time instead of moving on and learning from your mistakes. I've used this two-step method to get back onto the track and actually not waste my time anymore. And I've used these 2 steps every single time I've met failure. And that is what has helped me get my momentum back and get back on track, because on the road there will always be bumps. But how you actually manage them is what, makes the outcome. So what I did is that first I realized that I have failed. This is like a setback, and I understand that I'm not going to be able to go with the same pace that I did before, just like, at the start. So I'm going to have to actually degrade myself, and that's going to hurt your ego. It hurt mine a lot of times, because you were probably meditating 20 minutes before, and now you failed, and you say, oh, I have to do 20 minutes of meditation because that's what I did before. And that's the wrong mindset. You need to say, what is the lowest barrier that I can set to actually set myself up for success instead of failure? Because if you say to yourself, I need to do 20 minutes of meditation tomorrow or else it's not going to count, then you're going to fail again, because you can't do 20 minutes of meditation when you've just been in this rut for a week or maybe even a month. So what you actually need to do is set the bar very low. So say tomorrow, I'm just going to show up to the meditation. If I do 3 minutes, if I do 1 minute, it doesn't matter. I just have to show up. And if you implement that for every single thing, like instead of saying, I'm going to do this big workout tomorrow, just say, I'm just going to show up to the gym. Setting the bar so low that you almost can't fail is what will actually make you get the momentum back. Because let's say you say with everything, I'm just going to do the bare minimum. Then you can still, get consistent with that. And you're quickly going to become comfortable with doing 3 or 5 minutes of meditation again. And then you can slowly start to increase it. And within like a week or maybe 2 weeks, or sometimes even it takes longer, maybe a month, then you'll be back at your pace before, and you will have learned from your mistakes because you have thought about what can I do to get consistent again. And by learning from your mistakes, you will at least not, or hopefully you won't commit to that same mistake again. You will of course make mistakes, but not that one. So now you'll be going even greater speed after you've overcome your failure. But what do you do to, easily get out of failure again? Because now that you know that this is the way that setting the bar low is what you need to do, you need to create like almost a bank, like a huge file selection on your computer. I have it on my phone and my computer, just in my iPhone notes, where I've like made this failure bank. So every time that I fuck up and I make some mistakes, I write down, what was the problem. So let's just say with meditation again, I've got inconsistent with meditation and I can't seem to get back on. So you write down the solution that you found. So let's just say you found out that you have to slow down, not do as much, and slowly start to increase it over a long period of time to build back up your momentum. You write that down on your notes so that next time you can just do that and then you'll get consistent again. So you'll create like this complete bank of files where you can see what was the failure that you did. So the next time you're inconsistent with meditation, you just think, oh, didn't I write how I got consistent with meditation again? Then you go in on your computer, you search in your files how I got consistent in meditation again. You literally wrote this whole guide for yourself in this bank of files, and then you just take that protocol, apply it to your life, and then you're out of failure. And that is what I've done every single time, and it works so well, because even though years have passed, I've been on this journey for years, you still see me here trying every day. And if I have just stayed in those ruts, I wouldn't have been able to done that. I would just still have been scrolling on my phone, and you wouldn't watch this video sitting here listening to advice from me, because I wouldn't be here giving you advice. I wouldn't even be qualified to give you any advice. So if you actually want to get out of your rut, do this 2-step process that I just told you about. First, what is the actual problem? And realize that you have to set the bar low. And then you just write down how you got out of the rut. And then every time that you fall into the rut, you look, have you already wrote how to get out of that mistake or that problem? And you just implement that into your life. And this is what will change your life, because now you're actually learning from your mistakes, which a lot of people have been talking about, and you've never really understood it. I remember I would never understand when people say learn from your mistakes. This is the way that you can actually learn from your mistakes, and it's going to benefit you so well. If you like this video and you want to see more videos from a smaller YouTuber like me, click the subscribe button, and remember, put one foot in front of the other.